Okay, guys, this is episode 2 of the Mung questions. Okay, my name is Lu, and this is TaiChiMing, and we are, answering some more questions. Okay, so episode 2, we are just, asking more questions. Let's
Hey
go,
guys.
yeah. So number one is in the Hmong Green dialect, the word Hmong is pronounced Mong Nayo. So
Mhm.
could this just a connection in the root term Hmong in Mongolian? And might there be a deeper historical or linguistic link, even if it's controversial or overlooked?
Yeah, I guess to understand whether it has a linguistic root a link, we like we've been discussing. In order to understand this, we have to understand the history, the Hmong history, both Mongolian history as well. And as we've been discussing, um, Hmong history is also Mongolian history. But to answer your questions, we have to understand our history, like I say. And I'm just going to give you a little brief background so our audience know what we're talking about. For example, the name or term Hmong, it's a new thing. It didn't come into existence until the 20th century, mainly the second half. And when they created Hmong for us, um, they classify Hmong to be male descendants, Myanmar people. So the name Hmong in the ancient characters is not the Hmong character, okay? We have to know that. Hmong linguistically is the male Ma character. I've been arguing and advocate that we need to make the correction on the name Hmong to reclassify or to fix it that Huamong is actually the Hmong name, the Hmong character and history. That way, our people won't be divided, or we won't be making mistake on our history. Going to Mongolia, the term Mongolia or Mongolian, you know, Mongolia, the country itself, it wasn't found until 1921. And the government proclaimed that it was found by Genghis Khan. So Mongolian or Mongol, as a Western transliteration, is derived from the term Mongoloid, which is considered derogatory. From this point of view, Hmong history during Genghis Khan's era was defined into Mongol and Mongolian. So Genghis Khan is also part of Hmong history, as I pointed out. And we call him Genghis Khan, Timuçu, and other titles. Now, the term or place Mongolia exists before Genghis Khan. According to literatures, it first appeared during Sui dynasty. Now, Hmong as an ethnic are directly from Fanti, and Hmong as a political name also exists, during Fanti and before that. Linguistically, in Mongolia, they call themselves Mongol, and the government has been pushing for the people or internationally to use the name Mongol. I'm not an expert in Mongolian, and I think that we need to do more studies in the Mongolian history. But from what I have learned from Mongolian friends, you know, when they say Mongol, they emphasize on the name Mong. Like when you just say Mong, is not as strong as when you say Mongol. So Mongol is like the Hmong, see how the Hmong you emphasize, right? And when you just say Hmong, is not as strong as when you say Mongol. Now, if you look at the Southern Hmong language, which is our language, okay, we don't say Mongol, we say Gomong, okay? So it's the same thing. It's just that we say it in the opposite way. So a lot of our people in the southern part of Asia, they say we are Gormong. Okay, Gormong is mainly Mongol. Is how it's flipped. And, I feel like maybe our southern Hmong language has changed. So maybe in the old day it was Mongol. Okay, Mongol instead of Gormong. Right. Right now we say Gormong. And Mong is actually the name. Or is to emphasize. Do you see what I'm saying? So, you know, from this point of view and historical facts, uh, Hmong and Mongolians are connected, and we should be regarded as the same race. Um, I hope that answers your question, but back to you.
What does Guo mean?
Guo means the. It emphasizes on what you're talking about. Like, if you just say Hmong, it doesn't appear strong, right? But when you say the Hmong, then it sounds stronger. It emphasize on the name that we're talking about. We're not just Hmong, right? We're the Hmong, you know.
So,
Hmong,
mm,
okay.
so like,
It also means that we are the root. We are the main lineage to the Hmong, okay. You know what? We have Hmong people that have said such things, and I've heard that when I visit Hmong in southern China and Southeast Asia, yeah, people say 北有 okay? A lot of people say that. 北有 means that we are the true Hmong lineage. We are the Hmong, okay? We're not just Hmong, but we're the Hmong. Like you're not just the Khan, you're not just a Khan, you are the Khan.
嗯，就北方去写呢，
No, we still use it.
really?
Not on all of us, but a lot of the Hmong groups are still using it.
About北方人也没个点呢。
Oh yeah, you can say that we lost a term, or in a way yeah, we somehow assimilated and we lose out that term. But a lot of the Hmong in Southern Asia still go by Hmong, okay? Hmong literally means we are the Hmong, we are the root to the Hmong lineage.
嗯，
Now in Mongolia, they say we are Mongol, okay? Mongol or emphasize the name Mong. But again, because the Western has defined our people in the North, into Mongol or Mongoloid, which is derogatory. So the international community is familiar with the term Mongol, and literatures in the last century has been written as Mongol history. Now, if we look at the details, yeah, they are Hmong people, okay? And we'll talk more about it,
okay, thank you, thank you. So,
okay?
question two. Okay, so regardless of the spelling of Mong Mong or Mong, like mung beans, the pronunciation remains Mong. Why do you think there's such a division or the spelling and shit? The fact that a group of that identifies as Hmong promote a closer examination of its origin?
Uh, okay. I know that you use your questions, you mean Hua Mong, Mong, or Mun. Mun is kind of like a Mai pronunciation, okay? Mashua pronunciation. They don't say Mong like we say, they're like Mun, okay, Mun. So people write into M-U-N or M-E-N-G, okay? And the other term is Hua Mong, like I said, Hua Mong is a new term. Now, this subject is very sensitive. Um,
Really?
yeah, it is very sensitive. So I'm not quite sure why there's such a division, but let's talk about it since you asked. Uh, in the past, there were actually individuals that came to me and told me not to associate the name Huamong to Hmong because Hmong are retards. That's what they said. And because Huamong are Miao, Yi, Si, Dongyi's heritage, and they're not the Mongol heritage. Now, this is what some people told me. I feel that it's either that they don't comprehend the Hmong history or, they are truly Miao, Yi, Si, Dongyi's people. But sure, regardless of the different spellings, as long as they are defined into the same heritage, then that's not an issue. The problem here is that these different spellings are classified differently with different histories and heritages. And those who by, a lot of us are people who go by Huamong or going by Miaozu, Nanman, Baiye, Dongyi's heritage. And you know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
They do not consider themselves to be Hmong, like Mongola, or of the Mongolian. Huamong is considered to be Southern Man Miao people. Now, who are the dividers? Hmong are breaking away from the Hmong lineage in history when you really think about it. When the name Hmong was developed, since the last half century, it was created for being Miao people. Okay, Hmong was not created for Hmong heritage. Now we have been grouped into Miao heritage under that spelling or that name, Hmong. Okay, Hmong is Hmong, and many are accustomed, for being Hmong, and Hmong is now a subgroup under Miao heritage and people. People are making Hmong equate to Miao, and that's a fact. If you look at dictionaries, you look at all these literatures that has been written in the last century, in the last half century, Hmong is equal to Miao, okay, Ma people. Now we need to take notice that Mong, M-O-N-G, like, Mongolia, we were rulers and kings. Now, under the name Mong, Mong had great histories, like we talked about before. Mong governed the Miao, Yi, Dongyi, Huayi, and others, under many kingdoms. So these people are inferior to the name Mong, M-O-N-G, right? Like we talked about last time. This is why they discriminately label our Hmong name into retardation and savage. They coined it, into stupidity, cheaters, and warmongering. Now, those who are going by Hmong also make fun of our Hmong name. And I don't know if you realize that, okay? Since I came out in the last few years to talk about Hmong history, people actually came to me and say, stop promoting the name Mong, M-O-N-G, because it's retards. And, you know, this is very sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
because they're letting like something like outside of them determine who they
right,
are. It's like sheep NPC vibe.
right. And I think that they should be the ones to protect and defend our Hmong name. Our name, the Hmong, the people, and other people discriminate against our true name. But, that name existed for a very long time, and we need to protect it. Um, that way, we don't lose our history. And don't be afraid, like, oh, they make fun of our name, so we're going to change it, right? Or we're going to coin or change our spelling. That way, we won't be discriminated against anymore. But at the same time, we also change our history, right? Especially when we put Hua or H in front of our name, we redefine it to be Miao Mai's heritage. Now that deviates from our true history and our true name. By understanding these histories, I hope our people will be less divided. But back to you, okay?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, must be a long night for you.
Yeah, it's kind of tiring. But thank you. Question three now, guys.
Okay.
Um, are there any other groups who identify as Hmong? If so, who are they? Where are they located? And what is known about their history?
Yes, like I've been coming out in the last few years, teaching Hmong history, especially, those in Mongolia and those classified to be Mongolians that are in the Yellow River Basin, okay? Those people, a lot of them still recognize the name Hmong, even though the government is pushing for them to go by Mongol. Uh, People still know that they're Hmong people, so we need to know that. Now, outside of Mongolia, like I say, first of all, at the Yellow River Basin, we have the Turks. The government of China has categorized a section of our Hmong people into Turks. So if you guys haven't visited our Hmong people in the north, you should do so. Hmong people that are categorized under Turks in the northern China, a lot of them still go by Hmong, okay? Are we to know that? And especially most of the people that were classified under Mongolian in the Mongolia, Heilongjiang, Liaoning, Henan, Hebei, Shaanxi, these regions, these people still go by Hmong. Now, on a political level, yes, they address themselves as Mongolian on the English term. And in Chinese Mandarin's term, they address themselves as Monggu, okay? Monggu literally means ancient Hmong, okay? But they define that into Mongolia or Mongolian. Now, these people still go by Hmong. When I met them, I told them that I'm Hmong. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're Hmong too. Okay.
Oh.
So you have to know that these people still recognize the name Hmong. And at home, when they converse, they say they're Hmong. Okay. Now they say they speak Hmong language. They don't say they speak Mongolian language. All right. So these are very important things that we need to know. Besides the Turks, we have like the Hmong in uh, Afghanistan. Okay. Now the Taliban government is prohibiting them by using the Hmong name. So they can't use the Hmong name there either. So the Taliban is defining them into the Hazaras. Okay. So if you meet Hazaras people, a lot of them still know that they're Hmong people. Now, I've met a few because we came out in the last few years trying to understand who we are and talk about Hmong history. We have Hazaras people that are actually connected with us, and they're telling us they're Hmong people. So we have to know that.
Did they say like they're Hmong?
Yeah, they're Hmong. Now, they also acknowledge Mongolian because the international community is pushing the Mongolian history. So they acknowledge being Mongolian, but self-reference is Hmong. Okay, we have to know that. Now, next,
What
we
does
have Hmong
Hazar mean?
people
Like, do
that
you know?
are defined into Hui ethnic in China. Okay, Hui literally means the people or the Aslam people. People who practice Islam. Okay, um, back in 1949, the government officially classified these under Hui people. So it doesn't matter if you're Han Chinese, you're a truly Turkic people or Muslim from the Middle East, you're Hmong or whatever. If you guys in a community and are the you practice Islam, they classify them under Hawaii people. So under Hawaii people has Hmong people too, but they are the minority. Just to let you know that you understand. And these people reference Hmong too, self-reference as Hmong. Okay, many claims that they original from Shanxi. They migrated into the Qinghai region. Okay, so the Hawaii people in the northwest, the minority are Hmong people, but right now they're going by Hawaii people. Now, next, let's look at our Hmong people that migrated to the south of China. Hmong was grouped into Yi. Okay, now Yi, the majority are Ma Yi and Ma people, but we do have Hmong people that are classified under Yi ethnicity in China. Now, these Yi, they still know that they're Hmong, but they are the very few, okay? Now, in the South, we also have Hmong that are classified into other ethnicities, such as the Naxizu, okay? Naxizu are mainly the western region of Yunnan. Those people are classified into Naxizu. I've met people that they claim to be Hmong people. Now, we have Hmong that were classified into Bulan national group in the southwest of China. Bulan is a mix of Ma and Hmong people. Okay. Now, very few still know that they're Hmong Qingdang people. They're not Ma people. But right now, they're so accustomed to the name Amang. Amang is kind of like they spell Mang, right? But it's kind of like a between Ma and Hmong. And they are going by Ma history now, Ma heritage. But they still know that they're the Hmong Qingdang heritage. Okay. Now we have a lot of the Hmong people on the eastern part of Yunnan and Guizhou. in surrounding areas such as southwest Sichuan and south or northwest of Guangxi. Now, these Hmong are also classified into male nationality. Uh, a lot of these people say they're Hmong people. What else? Okay, I've heard that we have Hmong people in Russia, especially the the Siberia region. Now, I have not had a chance to go visit those people yet because, I intend to go, um, 6, 7 years ago, but because of all these political issues in Russia and Ukraine, so it's not safe to go yet. That's why my trip has been postponed. But, I hope that anyone that has time will help us go to Siberia to see if there's anyone out there that's still emitting the name Mung, right? Um, this is why, the name Mung, M-O-N-G, is very important. The character Mung, it doesn't matter whether it's a um, southern characters or northern characters. The name Mung is very important. It connects, most of our people who are now going by newer national names. I hope that answered your question, but back to you.
Thank you. You did. Okay, question 4, guys. Why might other groups identifying as Hmong not recognize the Hmong as being closely related or similar to them?
Yeah, that's the case because Hmong are regarded as Miao people. As each generation goes by, more and more will become attached to the Miao heritage and becoming so attached to the name Hmong as being Miao Zhu. So to think about it, it's the Hmong that are distancing themselves from the Hmong ancestry and heritage. Recently, others are trying to convert, the name Hmong, like Mongolia, into Miao too. And I've seen it on Google and other platforms. That's why we decided to come out and talk about it. We need to make the corrections to those mistakes before it's too late. Now, I hope you understand that why other Hmong groups will not recognize the Hmong Miao heritage because they're not defined to be Hmong history and Hmong heritage. Back to you.
Yeah, that's understandable. Okay, question 5, guys. Why don't the Hmong simply identify as Mongolian? What culture or historical reasons might explain this choice?
Um, Now, did you mean by Hmong or Hmong or both?
Hmong, Hmong na.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Like I just answered you, as we speak, many Hmong do not accept Mongolian history and culture because they now accept Miao Ma Yi, Xi Dongyi's culture and history. Going back to Hmong, like Hmong of Mongolia, okay? Now, Hmong history exists long before the foundation of Mongolia or the establishment of the Mongolians. If we are identified as Mongolian, then we might lose out all the Hmong history and heritage before Genghis Khan. And obviously, we might lose out on the Hmong history after Genghis Khan. Now, if we are to identify as Hmong under Miao, then we will lose out all the 5,000 years of Hmong history up from Fati and beyond, up to Fati and beyond. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. If we are to take on Hmong, Miao heritage and history, we pretty much lose out all the Hmong history before they classify our Hmong into Miao, Xi Dongyi's heritage. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah, and if we were to, like I said, to classify ourselves as Mongolian, then yes, we'll lose out all the other Hmong history too, right? That's why it's very important. The way I taught is that, you know what, a lot of the Hmong history or Mongolian history as well. And Mongolian history is part of our history, okay? And the term Mongol is a newer thing where the government is pushing it, where, it got to the point where the international communities is recognizing it. But that's okay, that's Mongolian history because inside Mongolia, there are more than 20 ethnicities. One of them is Hmong, okay? Now, the others are various ethnicities that they born and they created a Mongolian national people and history. Now, that's okay. But what I'm teaching is that, you know what? Part of their history is our history because they claim part of the Hmong history to be their history. You see what I'm saying? I know it's a little complicated, isn't it? But I hope you will be able to comprehend it.
Yeah, it's really complex, but I'll
Okay.
understand it. Okay.
Yeah, but back to you.
Okay, guys, question 6. Oh, my bad. My bad. Question 6. Okay, so like, some people believe that you might have a hidden agenda to attempt to label the Hmong as Mongolian. Why do you think this perception exists?
Um, First of all, may I know who are those people
Well,
that are claiming that I have a hidden agenda?
from what I've seen on Facebook, what I've seen about on other people from their comments on YouTube, they said that, oh, you're promoting the Mongolians. They think that the Hmongs are Mongolians. That's what I've heard. I
Oh,
don't have a name specifically, but that's what I heard. This is from back then, though. But yeah.
can you hold on? Let me adjust my volume. Somehow I'm not hearing you clearly. So, okay. Um, are you still there?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm losing your Zoom. No, sorry about that. Okay, there you go. Well, I do not appreciate those who are making false allegations and spreading false rumors against me without coming forward to talk about it. And I appreciate that the way you're doing it, you're talking to me. Now, I originally advocate for Hmong to come back to the Hmong heritage and let go the Miao Mai heritage or the Ma history. But they are making false accusation and misleading people about my teaching, trying to tarnish me to scare people away. Um, I don't know if you follow me. If you do, I've put up some videos talking to those who are classified as Mongolians and others, and they are claiming to be Hmong people as well. Now, they are acknowledging that, or they're acknowledging the name Hmong, like Hmong of Mongolia. So anyone who is claiming that I have a hidden agenda or simply afraid of the truth, you know, they are afraid that they will not be able to convert our Hmong people if the truth comes out. Now, is it fair to say that these other people have a hidden agenda to suppress and to convert our Hmong people into Miao-Ma, Ma-Yi, Dong-Yi, Hua-Yi's heritage? Think about it. Who has an agenda is debatable. They can be Miao Mai all they want, but do not teach that to the Hmong people. See, that's my argument. We can go and teach that to the Nama Baiye, Ma Yi Dong Yi's people, that they are the descendants from, Miao San Miao, Jiu Yi heritage. Look, the name Hmong has already been cooked. It's already been cooked. What does that mean? It means that Hmong is internationally recognized as Miao Ma people. Okay. Now, don't try to cook a Hmong name too. I do not have an agenda, to convert our Hmong people to Mongolian, okay? But I want to save our Hmong heritage and people. If you still consider yourself a Hmong person, then we need you. Whether you are categorized under Mongol, Turks, Han, Miao Chinese, Tatars, Siberians, Russian, Americans, Koreans, and many others. Let's reunite and be reconnected. That's my teaching. But back to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's how I truly feel. Okay.
I mean, that's facts, though, That's facts. Okay. Question 7, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Um, were prominent Hmong leaders such as Wang Pao aware of any connections to Mongolian heritage? Do you hear me?
Yeah, can you speak louder?
Yeah, okay.
Somehow I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. Were prominent Hmong leaders such as Wang Pao aware of connections to Mongolian heritage, and would they have considered such claims credible?
Would they have consistent? Well, first of all, Van Pao was defined to be Hmong male heritage. I don't know if you know that. I'm not sure if Van Pao knew about Mongolia's history, but I heard that he knew about Mongolia. I recently learned that he knew about Duo okay, as well. That he spoke that Zhicha your Huanji St. John from Mongolia Duo data. Now let's ask you a question. You also have Van Klein, right? Okay. Are you the Van Mong or are you the Van Ma?
Well, most of
Because
all.
yeah, let me explain a little bit so you know why I'm asking you a question. Since the last few years when I've came out to talk about Hmong history, I have some Vang people that actually contact me and they told me that they are the Va Ma people, meaning that they were originally Ma's people. They now converted to be Hmong people. So I just want to see what do you think of yourself first before we continue.
chỉ muốn là thế à lo
Yeah.
chỉ mấy trong
No,
nó
they
vậy
are
đó
Ma
ừ.
people that are considered that they are Ma people. Okay.
Ô chị cái thì
Uh,
bố chị trái chị cái má phiêu
right, right. So
ừ.
that's why I'm asking you, do you consider yourself or have your parents told you whether you're Va Mong or Va Ma?
Và mong xí
You don't know. If you don't know, it's okay.
no it's like bây giờ chị mong mong single son from what I've heard from
Okay.
what I only assume you know
Okay. So,
international marriages
go back to your questions. If Vapa knew that he's Vamon heritage, and if he knew that Mel is my heritage, would he have done things differently? I don't know. But I cannot speak for him since he's no longer here with us. What about those that are still with us, that are still alive? Don't we have any more Hmong leaders? Okay, that's my question. And I'm counting on people like you, our newer generations. Um, take this to the
uh,
heart. Don't take this subject lightly.
okay
Take it to the heart and speak to our Hmong people and awaken those that are still asleep. Um, but to answer your question, I don't know what Wapa would have done if he knew this information. Okay, back to you.
so thank you. Hey guys, question 8. Okay, so do Hmong communities in China have formal or cultural ties to Mongolia or seek support from Mongolian groups?
Yes, there are groups who still bond with the Hmong in Mongolia. But on the other hand, the majority are fading away. They are becoming these other national ethnic groups that they are defined into. So, for example, those who are grouped into Han are becoming Han, okay? Those Hmong who are grouped into Miao are accepting Miao Mai heritage. Those who are grouped into Turks are becoming Turks, right? And we have others that are becoming other national groups that are becoming others. But to answer your questions, we do have some that are still Thai and still keep connection to the Hmong and Mongolia. Okay. For example, if you want me to elaborate a little more, we have Hmong in Yunnan, a very tiny population, about maybe 15,000, 10,000, that they still claim that they're from Mongolia, from the north. So they refuse to be grouped into Miao and other people. Now, these people are in Yunnan, okay? And right now, the government classified them under Han Chinese. But within their community, they still like, what, we're people of Kublai. We're from Mongolia, we're from the north. Um, okay, I hope that helps.
It's interesting. Okay, question 5, guys. Okay, so are the Hmong familiar with the Hmong people in our history? How much recognition or awareness exists on their side?
Sure. You know, many knew about the Hmong, that Hmong are Southern Miao people. Okay, according to the education in China, part of their curriculum is to teach about the 56 ethnicities in the school educational. Now that's a requirement. So almost all people in China knew or know about Miao Hmong Ma history. Like I say, they all know that Hmong is Myanmar people. Okay. Now, I just want to elaborate that when I visited China and like Mongolia and other regions, I've not been rejected by any Hmong group or any national groups that has Hmong people. You know, I have not been rejected because they know that I'm Hmong. But when I claim that I'm, Hmong Miao people, I got rejected because those people are being educated that Miao or Mai are my heritage. Do you see what I'm saying? So these other Hmong who are not grouped into Miao do not consider themselves to be part of the Hmong people, okay? Because Hmong is Miao Mai people. Hmong that are classified into Myanmar history, they are not the same as Myanmar. But since they are claiming that history and heritage, then others people don't realize that. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I
we have
see.
Hmong people that are classified under Miao, that they're not actually Miao. And I hope people understand this. Okay, back to you.
Gotcha. S- can I ask you a question? Like when you say they reject you, they like look and discuss, or like what do you do?
No, no, no. They just say, you and I are not the same, pretty much. Like, for example, when I met the Hmong people in Eastern Guizhou, okay? Now, these Hmong people are not classified under Miao, right? When I first visited them, I didn't know. So I introduced myself as, hey, yes, I'm a Miao. I'm Miao too. And you know what they say? It's like, we're not Miao, we are Hmong. You are Miao, we're not the same. You see? So I finally picked it up that, hey, why are Hmong people that are still exist that are living among the Miao people but they refuse to be classified as Miao Zhu, right? And why we have Hmong people that are being classified as Miao Zhu and they are accepting the name because
I
they don't
see.
know. Okay.
So you're saying like the world says, yeah, it's like this. It's like this, right? But reality, it's so different from what they're saying, right?
Oh yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay. That.
Okay.
Okay. Um, question 10, guys. Okay. Why don't the Hmong and the Hmong share the same culture practices? For example, is the Hmong tradition Jipanya comparable to any practices among the Mongolians?
Hmong and Hmong share a mixed culture. We have to know that. Um, Hmong culture allowed marriages among the same family in the old days. Now, Hmong folk songs are similar to Bu Yi, Ma Yi's folk songs. But you know what? Let's not talk about these things. If you start getting to these things, then it seems like we're dividing Hmong and Hmong, right? And like I always tell people, I consider Hmong and Hmong to be the same. But the problem here is that we have Hmong people that do not consider themselves to be Hmong people, but Miao, Mayi's people. Okay. Hmong culture, you know, in the old days are similar to Mongolians' culture. But before we go into it, I wanted to translate the phrase when you say "jibanyan," so people understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna know what we're talking about if we don't explain it.
Mhm.
Okay, so when you say "jibanyan," it means to take someone else's wife while her man is still alive. Okay, so "jibanyan," that's what it means, or to force marriage, or other people also define it into kidnap marriage. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, not all Hmong people, Jibonian or Puna, okay? Only some did, but they mostly Jinsai, okay? Jinsai and Jibonian are really different, but like I say, Jibonian meaning that you're taking someone else's wife, okay? Now, um, very few Jibonian. Mong in Mongolia also had that custom. But since the foundation of Mongolia in 1921, they have a new national law to go by. So, you know, that kind of practice is barbaric. So they dropped it. We, the Hmong in the West, also stopped that practice, okay? Except those few who are still in the third world countries. Once in a while, you hear that old people still do that, right? And this ancient practice is no longer popular. And I believe that we should, prohibit it. Um, I believe that this kind of kidnap marriage or forced marriage or taking over somebody else's wife to be your wife also exists on other ethnicities. But we need to do more studies in this area. And it just not exists on the Hmong um, culture. I believe that other ethnicities also have that practice in the old days. Okay. But back to you.
Thank you. Hey guys, question 11. Okay, so like with that in mind, like I know you said that we shouldn't like get into the nitty-gritty of like what we have similar with the bone, but
Mhm.
like what's something that's like something small, something a little bit that we can say that, hey, we share something with the Hmong in Mongolia.
Oh, yes. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. If we accept our original Hmong name, Hmong like Mongola, okay, then we still have a lot of things in common, especially we still have the same name, pretty much. Like I say, a lot of the classified Mongolians at home, they going by Hmong. So if we accept our true Hmong name, like Mong, the name that people hate, the name that people make fun of it, okay? Like I say, when people discriminate against our name, we should stand up and fight for it. And don't, oh, that name is not good, so let's change it, right? No, don't do that. When you do that, you lose out your heritage. Now, let's talk about the things that we share with the Hmong in Mongolia, okay? First of all, there's a culture that Hmong men used to wear baggy pants, which Hmong in Mongolia and elsewhere, used to have that tradition, but they are losing it. We in the West also losing it too, right? Do you see Hmong people wearing baggy pants every day? No. We only do it during like culture shows and events or traditional events, right? Now, we do have a long coats with waist belts, which those in the South are losing it as a tradition. It's because our ancestors settled into a warmer climate that we no longer need to wear this long coat with waist belt split by the legs, right? So Hmong ancestors used to wear clothes with embroidery designs, which we are also losing such custom. Our ancestors used to have the same language like those in, the north, the northern steppes. But our language has changed. Now, this is very important to understand as we trace our Hmong history. And, that we have to understand that we cannot say, oh, others have to speak the way we speak to be Hmong, right? And that's what I hear every day. That our Hmong people in the West keep thinking that, hey, you know what? You say they are Hmong, but do they speak like us? See, when you have that mentality, you are wrong because your Hmong is not the original Hmong anymore. We are actually the one that changes our language. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, we are totally wrong when we have that mentality, okay? And we cannot think like that. Because when we settle into different regions, we assimilate with those people and we pick up their language. Now we use it for a few generations and we didn't realize that, hey, that's not original Hmong language. And I want to ask you a question. How do you say bathroom in Hmong? I know you're a Hmong person.
I mean, well, for me, I said like, nước chảy clean nó yo.
Uh,
That's what
yeah,
I say.
Chankle, that is pretty much say, oh, the water area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's not original Hmong speaking. So my
What is
point is that
it?
how we speak Hmong in the West, don't try to um, to apply that to our history where, oh, you know what, Hmong in Mongolia don't speak the same way as we do, so they're not Hmong, right? See, so when you think like that, you're wrong because it's supposed to be that, oh, you don't speak like them, so maybe you're not Hmong anymore. But because, we both change. Like I say, Hmong in Mongolia also assimilate with others. Hmong in China also assimilate with others. We, the Hmong in the West, also assimilate with others. A lot of our vocabularies we borrowed. See? Now, I guess to make it short, yeah, we do share things uh, with the Hmong in Mongolia. For example, our shaman culture. I call it shamanity in my book because our shaman culture is a divine culture, okay? It's not a witchcraft or demonic culture like what people misunderstood,
Yeah,
okay?
facts.
Now,
Yeah.
our culture, our shamanic culture is a divine culture. So I call it shamanity. Now, in Mongolia, they also have this culture. We also have this culture. But Mongolians are losing out on the Hmong shamanic culture because right now, Mongolian is a Buddhist state. Okay, we have to know that. So Mongolians has been highly influenced by the Buddhists. Uh, in a way, they've been controlled by Buddhists in the past. By observing the Hmong of the West and our shamanity culture and faith, we also change. We are losing out too. So don't think that the way we practice uh, shamanic culture in the West is the original. No, it's not the original anymore. It's been assimilated. It's been changing. Um, well, back to you. I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey guys, final question. Question 12. Okay, so if Hmong are throughout the world, do they have any like anything similar again, like clothes, word? Because I know in the one Facebook post you said that they said 하루노, 나 뭐나요?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I already questioned part of it, but yeah, to get back to that, we have to accept that all Hmong groups assimilated with others, depending on where they settle into. And if we realize that we are not what our ancestors used to be, then that will help us to understand that even though we do not have a lot in common, as long as we still admit to the name Hmong and go by the Hmong heritage, that we are still one. Back to your questions. Yeah, we have similarity in clothings, embroidery designs. We should do more studies on that for the detail. The men, like I say, are so accustomed to baggy pants, and we still have Hmong in Mongolia that are still wearing them. Now, Hmong in the West are still wearing them, but they're for traditional show. Okay. Um, what else? No, as far as language, like you just pointed out, and words, our Southern Hmong language has transformed, uh, and it's not the same as the origin. No, it's very different. Okay, our language in the West is very different from the Hmong in the northern steppes now, but there are still vocabularies that we share. Okay, like for example, fruit. Uh, they say ji or jimu. Okay, we still say ji, right? We pronounce it a little different, but it still ties together. Um, a lot of those northern or northwestern Hmong, they say Anna, Anna for mother. We say na, okay, for mother. Now, the Hmong in all of, not all of, but a lot of the Inner Mongolia regions and Liaoning and Heilongjiang, they say Halina, Halina, meaning no more, okay? So the term no is still survive up there. And we still keep the term no for digesting food. And now when they say speak Hmong or to speak Hmong, they say Halamon, okay, Halamon or Halamon. There's like different pronunciations, but it is the same term. That's how we use it. We say Halumon, right? Halumon is Halumon. It's the same term. Now, when you think about these language terminologies, yes, we lost a lot of the ancient Hmong terminologies, but in a way, the Western Hmong language ties to the Yellow River Basin's language, as I point out in my book. Okay, most of our language terminologies ties to the Yellow River Basin's language, but it also links to the Northern Steppes Hmong language, and I hope that helps. Um, I believe that we need to do more research in this area, and because our Hmong has been classified into so many national groups. So anyone that has time, I encourage that you help, do research and studies in these different Hmong groups. That way we have a better understanding. And I give it, back to you, okay?
Mm.
See if you have any more questions.
Um, no, I don't. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Hey, thank you guys. Let's wrap this up and on to episode 3 next, okay? Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys
All right.
think, okay? Okay,
Okay. Thank you,
bye.
Lou.
Mm. Hold on. Don't know how to close this thing.